What is up, and welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to be taking you through what it's like to be a studio owner in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. For context, I own 2 studio spaces in Setiawak, Puchong, Selangor, and what we usually do is we rent out our space for creatives, whether it's for photography work or videography work, any kind of content creation, even for commercials. So that's what we offer in this place. On top of the space, we also do some equipment rental as and when people request for it. So this is the first studio space. Essentially, it is our cyclorama studio. What you get here when you book is the whole space itself. This cyc wall, some backdrops, a workstation, and place where we put our gear. So some of it are rentable and some of it are my personal stuff. And then, on my right side, you can see this cozy little corner here. So usually, if we want to get sort of a household feel for podcasts or interviews, then this is the spot that we usually use because this fake wall right here gives you the impression of the house. Having a little corner here gives you a sense of depth, and yeah, people enjoy shooting here. And then onto the back, we have our pantry. So Koei water comes free, and then we also have a sink in case you need to wash anything. Alright, and on my left here is our makeup room. It's in a mess right now because we recently had a shoot, but this is essentially where talents can come in, do their makeup, change, and we also have blinds provided for privacy. And last but not least, toilet. So essentially we have 2 toilets, pretty basic stuff, and we keep it as clean as possible. That's essentially studio space number 1. And most of the times, my role here is to just come in and make sure stuff are clean, workable, so that the next person who rents it doesn't have any issue. Let's go to the second studio space. Essentially, studio number 1 is right across studio number 2 here. So let's run through the space. White balance is definitely off. Let me adjust that. Much better. So essentially, this space is a kitchen and living room concept. What we have here is another fake wall, just like what you saw in the other space, but this is just a fake wall with an extra window. This is also another fake wall, so you can actually move it around to fit your needs. We have quite a number of clients that come in to shoot living room scene and even a kitchen. You can just put some kitchen equipments there and make it look like a kitchen. On the left, we have racks and everything is movable. You can adjust according to your needs, as well as some cabinets over there. So the highlight here is the kitchen. This kitchen island is actually movable because it's on wheels. This is the kitchen counter, and this stuff here are all workable. The oven, to the stove, to the kitchen hood, and even the sink, it's all workable. And the fridge is also workable. Yep, we have some stuff in there. Towards my right is our makeup room. Sometimes it converts into our storeroom depending on how things are being moved around. But essentially, this is our makeup room where talents can change and do their makeup. Alright, on to the next part. Here's the next room, which is right beside the makeup room. This is our wet kitchen area. So this is where people can actually come in, do actual cooking and food prep, so that you don't have to dirty the outside and clean it up just for your shoot. So all the messy work is done here. Everything is functional, including the chiller. And yeah, once it's ready, you just bring it out. And over here, of course, we have another set of toilet. There you go. Simple, clean, and that's it. So essentially, those are the 2 studios that I own. It's right across each other, and both has very, very different concepts. With that said, it's time to clean up the studio. Cleaners do come in every week, but they are not going to clean up the gears. So who else to clean the gears besides me? Equipments are now cleaned. It's not super organized as I want it to be, but it's good enough for me to find everything I need whenever I come here the next time. So you might be wondering why I left a few lights here on the stand. The answer is simple. I'm just lazy to pack them down because I do use this space for my own content, and setting them up will take up a bit of time. So I rather just have them on the stand ready to go whenever I need it. Also, for people renting it, it's a bonus for them. There's already a pre-set up light beforehand. We're back, and I need to organize all this stuff over here, here, and here. You know, running a studio alone, a big part of it is actually doing a lot of cleaning and organization. We used to have interns who come in and they usually handle the cleaning and the organization part just to make sure things are tidy. But right now we are in a transition period where I am kind of doing something else, which is not related to this studio. Probably at the end of the video you can see what I mean. But during this transitional period, I'm actually doing most of the stuff alone. And yeah, I do have to prep for the gears if there's someone who's wanting to rent stuff. Since there is someone coming to rent stuff, I will show you what I do for the gear prep and how I store the items for them to collect. So how we rent out our gear is we put most of the stuff in this hard case, obviously if it fits. For example, our client here wants to rent our monitoring system as well as some transmitters and receivers. We put it all in one box just to make sure that our clients know, okay, in this whole thing, we know that this is present and we need to send it back as they receive it. So we keep things simple and safe. Obviously, for stands like this and a ring like this, you can't keep it in a box, but we'll just make sure that our customers treat it gently so that there's no scratches or damages whatsoever. There's 3 things I would like to share with you based on me running this space for the past 2 years. The first thing is providing clean drinking water. At times, a lot of production people, they come into the studio bringing their own mineral water. If you can provide clean drinking water, that would save their cost of, buying water. And the second thing is providing for ample plug points. I try to make sure that this space is catered in a way where if you want to put your lighting in a certain place, there is a nearby plug point, so you don't have to use a lot of extensions, and that might be a bit hazardous when you have kids around or someone pregnant. The last thing is internet. I know internet seems trivial. A lot of people have hotspots these days and you can just easily connect to your phone, but when you are actually using your camera gear together with your phone as a monitor or some kind of system, chances are they need Wi-Fi system to communicate with each other and to send video feed. So having Wi-Fi will ease their burden, and even those working on site can easily connect to the laptop. They don't need to think about having enough data in their phone to make sure they can access the internet. Now back to cleaning. Next up, all the stuff on the floor right here. Things are looking tidier now. I moved a lot of the stuff on the floor to this side because we're going to dispose and give some of them away. Earlier I talked about the 3 must-have. Now I want to just talk a little bit about 3 things I wish I knew when I started this space. Number 1 is directions. Always make sure that you have some kind of guide to come into your studio. This will save you a lot of headache and a lot of phone calls for people. So always make sure that you have some kind of PDF form or website that shows the direction. If you have multiple entrances, have some kind of video to cover those multiple entrances as well. Number 2 is to have detailed rental packages and also detailed replies to questions regarding that rental package. I would say this is similar to something like an FAQ. So this is going to save your time coming up with an answer for every question asked. At least people can go through the FAQ, or you yourself have a template answer to your potential customer. Number 3 is creating content consistently for your studio business. Doing Facebook marketing, Instagram or TikTok is great, but you still want to create organic content, and I've had a lot of situations where people actually watch the content and want to book because of that content, and it's all organic. We do post like some of our intern highlights. We do also post some of the behind the scenes of our customers. People do see this kind of content and find interest in wanting to book your space. Try to also create some kind of walkthrough or tour video where you showcase your space, but make it concise and engaging in a way. So these are the stuff that I've find helpful to get more bookings into this space. And thankfully, by God's grace, we've been running the studio space for the past 2 years without any issues. With all that said, I'm actually leaving this studio. Yes, you heard me right. I am actually leaving this studio after being here for 2 years and after opening the kitchen studio for almost a year. The reason is there's something bigger coming.